in tarot reading for more than 10 years, and today I will be doing the tarot reading for what does 2025 have in store for you. So let's have a look at it. I propose to you to pick between 3 piles. So it will be like a pick a card reading, and we will be doing it based on your intuition. So the first pile does have this symbolism in it. We have here Vishnu. It's the god of balance and maintenance, right? So we are stepping into this wooden snake here. And I wanted just to symbolize it specifically with Vishnu and with this card. So for those of you for whom this card and this symbolism really feels close, just pick these piles specifically. Now there will be another pile reading, and this is the reading with Lemurian crystal. It is quite spiritual crystal. I took it in Sedona. It's a very spiritual place, and we have here really beautiful spiritual symbolism in this card. I will be using, by the way, this tarot deck for all our reading here. It has lots of mystical symbolism in it. So if you are drawn to this combination, so you will receive the reading for it. It's pile number 2. All right, and there is the third pile, and the third pile is for those who are drawn to Michael, right? So, and this is the pile number 3. So what I propose to you is right now to close your eyes, hold your breath to the best of your ability in your comfort zone, and just right now open your eyes and look at these 3 piles again, and to whichever pile you are drawn to, that will be your pile. All right, pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Now, if it still sounds challenging on some level, I can give you additional hint here. Again, if you already picked it, wonderful. But for those of you who still couldn't make it, we all have our zodiac. In this case, I just will pull from these small pile of all our zodiacs, those zodiacs which I attributed to each and every pile. All right, so for pile number 1 we have Capricorn. Okay, again, if you already picked your pile, that's okay, stick to it. It is just additional tool for those who still cannot do it. All right, pile number 1 we have Cancer. Okay, pile number 1 we have Taurus. Again, pile number 1 we have Aries. All right, pile number 2 we have Pisces. Oh, we have Gemini. All right, we have Virgo. And we have Leo. All right, and pile number 3, all the rest, but I will have it for you here. So Libra, pile number 3. And then we have Scorpio. And then we have Aquarius. Oops. And of course, Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius. I just want to show it to you, Sagittarius. All right, so let's get started. I'm really excited for all of you. It can be a tremendous synchronicity if you have, by the way, your zodiac and your pile, which you had picked intuitively, so that was meant to be. But however, If in case you were drawn by your intuition and your zodiac is still not there, that's totally fine. We are doing that reading based on your first intuitive gut feeling. All right, so let's get started. For those of you who picked pile number 1, now the way I am doing this tarot reading session, I'm using the tarot cards, and I'm also using the oracle cards as supportive element in this reading. And I would love to understand all the future events which will be happening, the major events for you guys during this year, because this year started in an interesting way, especially for those souls who are right now in California. And I want us all actually collectively to pray for these souls right now, sending them lots and lots of love, lots and lots of love. That's all what we can do at this moment. If we are in our houses and we are not there, we cannot go there for some reason physically. I have lots of friends there. Just at minimum, we can send lots of love, lots of good vibes. All right, so what's in store for you in 2025? Dear beautiful souls who picked pile number 1, let's get started. Let's see the major events, the major themes, and let's also see the main energies which will be around you during this period, if there are any opportunities, possibilities for you, and if there are any kind of obstacles. But in case if there are obstacles, what are the main learnings? How can we overcome them? Let's have a look at it together. What I love about this intuitive way of reading, it gives you the theme, how you can overcome things, get stronger. We are stepping into the year of snake, the wooden snake. There is lots of wisdom in it. 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords. I will be doing a few cards pull, and then I will be giving you the story. We usually, when we do that intuitive reading, we pull a few cards and we read the story out of it. So one card actually means nothing. All right, the Chariot. Very important to see the sequence of cards. By the way, I will be answering each and every question which you can put here in the chat box. Do not worry about this. I'm right now focused on reading for you, but after this session, I will be answering every question. So ask your questions there. 2 of Cups. Okay. 7 of Swords. All right. King of Wands. 4 of Wands. All right. So I immediately can tell you that this year started from certain type of events which bring you into some kind of anxiety mode. We can see the start of it with these 10 of Swords, right? But these 10 of Swords, the card of actually that anxiety, anxiousness all around, by the way, it's the card of Gemini, just to give you the perspective. So this card invites us to let go, to release all the negative thoughts. Everything what tries to attack us, to step into our reality, it's just look how she is holding it all. She is not trying to get away from all this negativity. She is actually releasing. She's like, oh, that type of feeling. The main heroine on this card, right, like goddess, she says, I am letting go. I am willing to let go. So something is happening or will be happening in the near future which might try to step into your reality from the negative perspective to kind of like squeeze into your reality. But the card invites you to look at it from perspective, hey, you want to make sure that you do continuously that practice of letting go. So only in this case, just because we have this powerful combination of Ten of Swords and the Chariot, you will be able to move forward. Okay, because you move forward with that determination. You cannot literally move forward if something is holding you back. So this year will be all about that start for letting go, releasing practices, and this will open up lots of energy for you. Pile number one, this will open up lots of energy for you to move forward. Okay, because we can see how this guide, it's all about moving forward with that determination and confidence. So lots of, probably there might be required some shadow work practice, some maybe cleansing practices for you specifically during this year. And it might open for you, by the way, we see the next card opening after the Chariot in this reading for you. It's the Two of Cups, and the Two of Cups is a powerful card. It's coming back to that self-love and self-healing. We are coming back to that perspective of who we truly are. And again, it's reminding us that we really need to do that inner work first, right? We do that inner work first. We have power and force to move forward, right? With the Chariot confidence. And that's how we open ourselves to that really, truly powerful self-love ritual healing in ours. Very, very important. By the way, the closer we are to the beginning in our water aspect, in our heart chakra, because cups, they literally represent that healing heart chakra. So the closer we are to the beginning, Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, the more there is that message that, hey, sweetie, we really want to heal ourselves through any kind of self-love practices. And here, I would love to have another deck for you, supportive deck, which can show you which kind of self-practices for self-love you can use. And this is a really cool deck for that. I love using it for myself, honestly, when I really need that type of support, specific practices, you know. So let's have a look what's in there for you. You need really to have lots of walk. So walk in nature. It might be also not just physical walk, by the way, what I feel from here. It might be lots of reflection. So again, reflection, because that take a walk, you can take it like from direct perspective, hey, I need to walk, but maybe, you know, it's just too much on me right now. Reflection, you walk with your hand, okay? So you can literally walk in nature around your house, around your community, but let's say it's not like something what you want to do right now. You can have that reflective walk with yourself, with your tarot journal, for instance, okay? Or whichever journal you have. You know, I have this puffy journal here for myself, so I love have something feminine when I do that reflective self-talk and self-loving practice. So that's a powerful one. Now, which kind of other practices you can use for yourself? Let's have a look at it. Oh, animal communication. Why animal communication is so important for you? Because animals, in fact, and why it's so widespread, let's think about this today. Because animals are so pure. They are truly pure, and they work powerfully with our astral body, okay? And again, with our heart center. So I, for example, do horse riding, and horses are tremendously powerful, pure animals. But you can have your pets at home, cats, mystical animals. Dogs, they are so filled with joy, right? Love and joy. Any kind of other animals which may be in your area, right? So it's truly amazing what animals can do with us if we use that animal communication correctly from the sense of love, right? Because truly animals, they kind of like our healers. They are sent here for us to, in fact, heal us, to support us in this process, to find our balance. And that's what we want to do here, especially in these chaotic times where everything is burned down to ashes already. So we really want to find that ground. I heard one interesting thing here, and just coming back to you, pile number one, that having that walk, that animal communication, you want to find that ground here. Just be grounded so that you could fly finally. Because only once we are grounded, we can fly, truly. So that's very important. All right, so what we see next is Seven of Swords. It's again the supportive card for release and reflection. That release of all the negative thoughts is possible only if you do those practices, right? The self-reflection. And that's the theme, which is a continuously repeated theme through the reading for this year for you, pile number one. Okay? Now, what else we see here is lots of energy support. Look at this. We have King of Wands and Four of Wands. You have tremendous pile of energy beaming into you, and it's kind of like, you know, that there is, I want to show you something. I love to teach this, by the way. Here is my beautiful thing, which I usually use. So energy, it's mass multiplied by speed of light quadrant. That's the formula. That's the formula which was actually opened up in quantum physics, right? Albert Einstein. So you can just Google about it in case if you don't know about this. But what it shows, energy is behind everything. It's foundation of everything. We're just mass. And then there is light, speed of light, right? So it's just something what they in the scientific society started opening up today. So we have a strong foundation for it, saying that, hey, energy is behind everything. And you, pile number one, you have that tremendous, powerful support and energy during this year. Meaning that you really want also walk through this period being quite sensitive to anything related to your energy bucket. What does it mean? You wake up, and if something drained your energy, be very, very attuned to that and say, wait. And that's why there is these reflective processes, right? Do you remember? There is lots of shadow work or cleanse work for reflection, which is the recurring theme for you in this reading. So you woke up and you're just like, I parsed through the day, and just you put those notes in your phone or in your journal, and just like, this drains my energy. No, I would better just go out of it. You know, I don't want to be in that. So you do those sticks, you do those reflections. Maybe you want to reduce certain communications. Maybe you want to put some kind of distance with these specific people from those specific situations. Maybe something is still not possible, but you can reduce the frequency of communication. Also possible. But at minimum, start that reflection process, writing it down, putting down those notes. Okay, very, very important, because if you see something drains your energy, you wrote it down, you can already start creating a specific plan later on how to accumulate more energy, at minimum to withdraw yourself slightly from those things. You might even develop some system. It is possible. I'm really saying that because I'm very tuning towards the energy, and in my life I was born myself in a very abusive family. So it took me lots of efforts, lots of skills actually, so that I would create a system of effective communication with my family, with people whom you kind of like have to communicate all the time. You cannot just say no to your family, right? So, but there are possibilities. There are skills which you can develop, and that's not only about noticing something what is negative. You notice also what lifts your energy up, and you do it more. It can be even just eating some piece of chocolate, or maybe just listening to music which just pumps you up. Dancing is important for women, all right? So for men, any kind of things which slightly lifts their adrenaline. For us, adrenaline is not really working for women, but for men, amazing. So we actually start noticing what's really creating that that stability of energy in us, right? We invite the energy of King of Wands into our reality. All right, and to finish this reading for you for pile number 1, I would love to have one card draw from this really cool deck as well, which just like the main theme in this year, just what's in there for you from the energy perspective. Let's have a look at it. Druid. Oh, hold the space. Do you see? So what it is all about, I feel real like that year, if you do that, lots of self-reflection, self-cleanse, self-healing practices, right? How we started, right? 10 of Swords, and then we had these 7 of Swords, right? You want it or not, but you will go to that King of Wands. You will go to 4 of Wands, that stability, and Druid, right? That wisdom, representing that wisdom. There will be that opening up, and you will go to that sense of connectedness. That holding your space, in fact, is that connectedness from within. Okay? That space which you hold within, not here. Here it's already too much. Lots of stuff is happening. Today we have a house, tomorrow we don't have. Who knows already? But we find that inner peace and inner space, lots of stability through that inner wisdom. And that's the main message for you. And by the way, this wooden snake, it's all about that inner wisdom. That's how it's in line and in sync for you, pile number 1. I'm very excited for you, actually. That's tremendously powerful message. All right. So right now, if it's really in sync with you, I want to give you a gift. And the gift, pile number 1 for you, it's still not finished. I want to finish it with a powerful claim for you, because in this galaxy where we are currently in, everything is wired around action. So action is the language of this universe, of this galaxy. So you want it or not, but you want to be active here to keep that balance. And to start attracting that, holding the space in the wisdom energy, right? We want to claim something. So let's claim it with you. Oh my God, look at this. And that's exactly the claim for you, pile number 1. So if you want to claim it now out loud, write it in your journal or write it here in the comments. But it just must be done now from perspective of, hey, I claim it now. I invite it now into my reality. So when we connect to that inner balance, inner wisdom, we always go to that state of holding the space within. And then we understand that you want it or not, but we go to a very active state in this world. We start acting in this world, and we act from that state of inner peace. And that's a message for you. So take this message, and just either write it down again in your journal, claim it now, write it here in your comments, whatever works, do it now. Sending you lots of blessings, pile number 1, for this year. That's a beautiful year for you. I'm really excited. All right, pile number 2. That's a beautiful pile. Thank you for all of you who were very, very patient for this pile. Patience, by the way, is a wonderful code. Code which is used as an antidote by all the ancient mystics to in fact, heal our heart. Because our heart is usually having lots of constraints which are stemming there from anger and impatience. Anger is stemming from lots of impatience. That was written in the Bible. So it's kind of like one of those scenes which we are exposed to living in this matrix, in this reality. And the antidote to that bite of that snake, which is anger, right? It's biting, it's eating all the time. It's patience. It's a virtue. So, true story, when I was reading about this and I saw those codes and I started practicing patience in my life, oh God, lots of beautiful things started happening. So what I see, pile number 2, you already have that code of patience in you. Thank you for that, for expressing it here and now. Let's have a look. Oh, 4 of Swords. So 2025 starts from these 4 of Swords for you. All right. Strength. All right. Next, the Fool. Eight of Wands. Nine of Pentacles. Oh, that's an interesting card. There will be some offering for you during this year. That's quite interesting. Let's see. 10 of Wands. Nine of Wands. I can clearly see already that new endeavor, new offering might bring lots of charge to you guys. We'll work it out. Oh, 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands. And I feel like it's not the end of the story. 7 of Cups. Yes, so that's exactly it. Okay, so let's have a look at it together. So, 4 of Swords. Seems like everything, like the beginning of the year, at minimum, like if it is not now, but it will be happening in the near future for you, it will be more or less stable from perspective. It will get to the place. Even if you're somehow caught right now in disturbances and problems, it will get to the place. Or you might experience it right now, but it will get there. Okay, so it's quite close to you. Meaning that it will feel right, structured, you will be at peace. Nothing will disturb you that far. You will be more in that space of chill out, like chill out space. Just like that goddess laying down here on the moon, right? So she's laying down on the moon, exploring her femininity. And at the same time, she's laying down there and just saying, hey, I let go. But she doesn't need to do actually lots of work. You don't need to do those things, in fact. Everything will start happening naturally for you. That's what I see. So in pile number 1, they had to do work. Okay, it was a work thing. For you here, it seems like it will happen naturally somehow. So it's just like that synchronicity you will be just like, it will be that space. Hey, just like I'm sitting right now on this chair, right? Very relaxed, chilling out, and not much work is required here. In fact, if you start doing lots of work in that space, you may actually complicate it. So that's what it is about. And interesting enough that this card is accompanied by Strength and Fool, and it clearly shows that it's just this preparatory phase, right? That relaxation, chilling out phase, when you do some things for you just to chill out, okay? But it will prepare you for lots of work in this world, when you will have to deal with the world from love. You know, you need to nurture yourself first. You nurture yourself first. You allow that space of self-love and nurture to deal with the world from that loving perspective. Okay, not from aversion perspective. You know, I don't want to deal with this, but from loving perspective, truly, because you really want to fill yourself up first. Fill your tube first, and then you start dealing with the world just like this goddess is dealing with this beast, and nothing can withdraw her from that caring, loving attitude towards things and events happening around her. And then you just become like really open for everything happening in your life. Really, it's not about naivety here. It's about openness for good, beautiful, and truthful to happen in your life. That's what it is about. For abundance flow actually to start happening in your life, for some new cycle. And guess what? That's very interesting. Do you remember how I said to you that later on there will be that offering, right? So you want just to open for that. And that openness will happen naturally through your loving and caring activity. So no matter if you are doing it within your family, with people around you, at your work, but that's kind of like the V which I feel for this specific pile. And naturally you will gain lots of energy. There will be lots of charge of energy, but that is not a negative charge. That's a very positive charge. Why? Because you opened up, and then everything will start just like happening with the upwards, and that you. So do you remember I told you that energy is behind everything, right? And that is it. That is it. So this is the energy. We have lots of charge here, and that energy will be possible, energy flow for you will be possible only if you start just literally that kind of like chill out. You chill out in the beginning. You allow yourself to be fed properly, to nurture yourself properly. You just love yourself. You just like relax, you know. You don't work over things. You don't push, you know. You don't go into go. No, try to withdraw yourself from all these things. Why? Because if you just start this year correctly, more energy will go naturally to you, and guess what? There will be really some offering for you. You will be sitting onto something. Okay, these 9 of Pentacles, you will be like that bird ready to fly, but there is lots in there for you. Okay, now it might feel for you, feel for you during the year when you start that new endeavor. There will be some offering endeavor, maybe some career change, by the way. You will see, it might be that you will meet someone new. Okay, it's very, very material card. There may be 2 directions here. Either you meet someone new or career, but I feel more career-wise, honestly. So it might be that you will take too much on you. That's why we see here these 10 of Wands, and as you can see, she's holding too much there and there. She's like, it's too much. And it's the beginning of that burnout, right? And it's accompanied with this 9 of Wands already. 9 of Wands, like, hey, you may be burned out, and it's okay. It's okay. Everyone, when they start new endeavor, maybe even new business start, it may be that you start like a new career direction, even what you never saw before, with some, maybe it will be like some opening, what I feel like you've never been thinking before. But again, because you became open to that, you opened up to that new version of you, that selfless service, right? And when we go to that selfless service, what's happening to ours, and you, pile number 2, you picked, by the way, Lemurian crystal, right? So in that mystical aspect. So I know this based on my skin level, because when you go to that selfless service, you want it or not, you become super active, you open new endeavor, you just start serving people and they naturally come to you. You just do lots of impact into this life. You find that higher purpose drives you all the time. So it's very possible that during this period, you may start experiencing also some burnout. So you will need to watch your energy a lot and stay single focused. Otherwise, if you look at 2 directions, right? 2 directions, lots is happening. That burnout, which we are talking about, it may really burn out many things, and it's a serious thing. Okay, so you want to watch that thing. But what I see, if you do lots of practices after you start going into that endeavor, if you do practices to put you into that state of focus and find the guide for you, so-called teacher or a coach, who can keep you single focused, everything will get naturally well. Everything. It's actually that card which finishes that whole reading for you for this year. Do you see how she goes one by one to her rainbow, right? Where everything is so joyful, beautiful, truthful, like what she truly wants to do into this world. So that's an amazing reading for you. Now, I wanted to also use this deck just to accompany this reading. What's the main energy theme for you for these 2025, pile number 2? Let's have a look at it together. Oh, so aligned. I cannot even believe, when I have such readings, I have like shivering, like, I don't know, it's like my guts start, like something starts happening here. Can you look at it? Look at this. Stay devoted and committed. Stay devoted and committed, and it's sage, right? It will happen. Everything will happen. Okay? So I literally have goosebumps, honestly, for you. So that's how it is. Now, in order to finish this reading, I propose for you also to have that powerful claim. So let's have a look. Which kind of claim can be here? That is it. You want to start from your body. I love my body. There is something for you there. And I can see very, very clearly now that offering which you want to give to the world, you cannot give it if you don't love your body, if you don't love yourself. So you want to instill it so deeply. And just start right now. Start right now from that claim. I love my body. Even if you've done many practices before around it, or you didn't do, just still claim it. It will instill it deeper, okay? I personally love to claim it regularly all around my body, because if I do lots of social work and I help people, I need to stay here. I need to stay really in that loving state with my body. So I love my body. So claim it now in your journal, claim it maybe out loud, claim it inwardly, claim it here in comments, whatever works for you. All right, now the most patient pile. Oh my God, the most patient pile. Pile number 3. Let's have a look. What does 2025 have in store for you here? Let's see. So far, I am amazed at this reading happening. And I feel like there is some mystical aura at this moment. All right, so 7 of Pentacles. Let's have a look. Temperance. All right. Let's see next. All right. So 4 of Wands. Oh, the Tower. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. I love the Tower, by the way. When I see the Tower in my readings, it means there is lots and lots of enlightenment stepping in. By the way, those of you who picked Mikhail. So you are probably here to experience some enlightenment. Let's have a look at it. Oh, the Empress. Bringing exactly to abundance. So you see how these cards, they tell us those stories in mystical ways. That's why when you look just at one card, and when we start this tarot reading, I remember how I started it. I was afraid, but you need to learn to read the stories. Oh my God, the Lovers. The Lovers. All our life is a powerful story. If we learn how to read it, we can rewrite it. And Ace of Cups. Wow, that's amazing. I love it. So that's truly enlightened beings here sitting in front of me, or you will be in this year. So we start from 7 of Pentacles, right? And what we see here, we accompany this with a Temperance, right? And when we look at this combination, we'll see that in the near future, like how this year will start for you, it will start from that sense that you will be involved into something, or you're already involved into something, and it just feels right. Okay, it just feels right. You feel like grounded, everything is well, it feels right. So, but there is something more. And on the soul level, you're just like, there is something more there, probably to investigate. But this is like such a so-called like scientifically exact reality where everything is happening right. So when we look at that guy, he is exactly like he's content. By the way, Temperance, it's the card of art and science. So it's just like when we have that reading, when we see 7 of Pentacles together with Temperance specifically, it's just like, hey, I am stable. I'm just like, I'm feeling all right, everything is well, but it might involve some kind of boredom even here and there, but you appreciate all what you have, so it's just like a very, very stable, energetically like reality, and that's just confirmed by 4 of Wands, like enormous stability here, what I sense. And guess what? When we have too much of something, I'm just wondering if anyone here was doing any kind of pendulum readings, you know, just pendulums. So usually when there is so much of some kind of, let me show you. You go into this direction, too much stability, let's say this is the pendulum. You want it or not, you go to another direction. Too much instability. She's like, oh, Yulia, I do not want that. And you want to hold over it. But guess what? If you go there, you will find that center. There is that center which is awaiting for you. That enlightenment, right? So that's exactly what this reading is proposing to you here, that there will be some kind of event during this year, which it is not about destruction. In fact, it is some kind of opening. You just like, you will see just, oh, you know, that will be it. So you had so much stability. Now, like God, universe is sending you that opening through maybe some person or maybe some situation. I am wondering actually how it will happen for you specifically. Let's have a look at it, how it will happen for you specifically, because I'm always curious about such stuff, and I am thinking, let me see which kind of deck I can use in here. We'll use some other deck here as a supportive one so that it could accompany your reading. So how it will happen to you, that event, actually, pile number 3. Shows me perfect satin. So it, in fact, look at her. She is drawing that sky, right? So if we look at it attentively, she's drawing that sky. So when you start doing some kind of probably some creative work, anything related to creativity, you will start seeing something. That creative type of work may go either from any direction. It might go from something what you were not doing before. So I would invite you to step out of your reality and do something what you were not doing before in the creative direction. It might be some drawing. It's very safe, by the way. It might be some sculpture. It might be even going to some kind of guided meditation practices, maybe some yoga, whatever it is, something in the creative, working with your body, dancing, whatever, but something in that direction which will open you to something beyond what you are doing right now. Something beyond that. And I would love to see what else is in there. And you want, and it says you want just through that activity to open yourself up to some childlike approach. So any kind of so-called hobby which will open you up to that childlike approach in you, right? Just lift your butterfly, inner butterfly in your guts up. Maybe even some new adventure, going somewhere, where you will start seeing something more than you've been seeing before. You kind of like open that circle, that comfortable, perfect satin in which you've been for a while, you open it up intentionally. By opening it up intentionally, what will happen, you will invite the Empress. And the Empress represents abundance flow. So abundance flow into your life. That's what will happen here. Okay? So because it might be so perfect, but it's still like you are running into that circle and you want to intentionally open it up. That type of work which you want to do, just like a flower, you open it up. And then guess what? Oh, there might be some kind of opening for a new adventurous meeting. So, and it promises to end up being tremendously well for you. That's what it is about. That's a very, very interesting thing. When we see like this combination of cards, it shows us only one thing, that the twin flame is on the horizon. All right, so let's have a look at the main energetical theme for you, pile number 3. Let's have a look. Oh, trust your instincts. Trust your instincts. Trust your instincts. And we see here animal guardian, but that trust your instincts, what it says to us, we cleanse our heart. We cleanse our heart so that we could allow this to happen to us, right? If we, by the way, look at this card, it will be such a perfect fit. It's just like this type of relationships, which is predestined, in fact, to happen for you during this year. It's in fact like that perfect fit, like this bee is predestined for this rose. And it will enrich your soul experience, your life experience so much beyond your imagination. That's what it's saying to me. And when we see this animal guardian in this card, it just shows, hey, there will be lots of cleanse on the heart level, on the like here, and it will open you up to that self-love, literally self-love, and open you up to the world. Something is like your heart will be like that filled cup. I would say the main even claim for you would be for this year. I do not want even to use any deck, but that would be a mystical claim, just because this pile number 3 is all about that connection to Michael, clarity, right? So my cup overflows. My cup overflows. And that's the phrase from the Bible, which I'm using here. It's a powerful phrase, in fact. When we claim it, when we write it, we invite that creativity, that love, right? And that abundance into our life, over which we build everything here. So that's the main theme for you for this year, pile number 3. All right. Thank you so much, everyone who have been here with me today. I am promising I will answer each and every question which you had here. If you have more, just write me here. By the way, if you loved what I am doing, I will be going live regularly, so subscribe to the channel just not to miss those things. Thank you so much, and wishing you a blessed evening.